No Time to Die is visually stunning. Camera work by Linus Sandgren simply outstanding. But although a great number of scenes were filmed outdoors on location, large sets had to be built for complex interior scenes, of which some saw intense action. Let's look at some of these interior sets. When we see Bond in his house in Jamaica some 30 minutes into the film, he is seemingly enjoying retirement. For these scenes, production designer Mark Tilsley and set decorator Veronique Mallory designed quite a unique Caribbean home for Bond. Able to open to each side and drenched in sunlight, the house looks out onto the lagoon. With its wooden louvred windows, hand-woven fabrics, and traditional rugs, the interior feels welcoming and cozy. The material palette reflects the warmth of the location and features a mix of traditional objects and furniture coming from different parts of the world. It is a natural, tropical place, very subdued and elegant. Bond is not in active service anymore. He's arrived at a different point in his life. He's going to be fixing boat engines, fishing, and reading books. So what kind of books would he be reading at this point in his life? Let's inspect more closely what fine literature set decorator Veronique Mallory placed on the set. On this stack of books, we have Time's Arrow by Martin Amis on top. The novel recounts the life of a German Holocaust doctor in reverse chronology. The narrator, together with the reader, experiences time passing in reverse. Underneath it, there's A Brilliant Darkness by Portuguese cosmologist João Magejo. Part mystery, part biography, and part nuclear physics primer, Magejo's book takes readers through an investigation into the melodramatic life, work, and bizarre disappearance of a troubled young physicist after he boarded a ship in Palermo on the cusp of World War II. Finally, on the bottom we find Post-War, a history of Europe since 1945 by British historian and scholar Tony Judd, who specializes in European history. The book examines 6 decades of European history from the end of World War II in 1945 up to 2005. Looking at this magnificent living room, circular skylights and open spaces near the roof let in pools of sunlight. Large chunks of wood, sourced locally from the island, were used to make the sofa and the coffee table. A wooden deck that frames the house opens up to the lagoon. On the coffee table, there is an interesting choice of reading material. The complete Zaha Hadid, a complete retrospective of the British Iraqi architect, artist and designer, recognized as a major figure in architecture of the late 20th and early 21st centuries. The book covers her work from the earliest experimentations to the very last projects she worked on before her death in 2016. Veronique Mallory and her team joined forces with local craftsmen to assemble many pieces on site, often recreating some iconic pieces from design history. On the left side of the living room sits a version of Cité, an armchair designed by French designer and engineer Jean Prouvé. Next to it is a recreation of the Tripé armchair by Italian architect Lina Bobardi. For Bond's bedroom, Mallory and her team commissioned Jamaican artists to create a basic bed with local wood. The idea was to blend into the tropical mood of the location and create a very laid-back place. Little details like his clothes and hats hanging from simple wooden pegs are indicative of the unhurried pace of Bond's retired life.